Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're putting together a really reassuring, totally practical guide to something that's literally transforming backyards all over the place, the absolute joy of keeping ducks. If you've ever felt a bit overwhelmed by the idea of raising waterfowl, don't worry, we've got you covered. We're going to distill the most essential, plain language facts right out of the source material, Raising Ducks for Beginners, so you know exactly what to expect. Okay, let's dive right into this.
You know, if you walk onto almost any homestead today, you'll find chickens, right? They're kind of the default. But there's this growing, almost secret shift happening out there right now. A lot of backyard homesteaders who have raised both are looking sheepishly over the fence at duck flocks and admitting they kind of wish they'd started with ducks. But why? What's actually driving this backyard shift?
Well, it really comes down to some very honest trade-offs. Chickens are absolutely notorious for scratching up your prized flower beds, and they're pretty prone to mites and respiratory issues. Ducks, on the other hand, they're incredibly winter hardy. They basically wear two coats, a tightly oiled outer layer and this dense, super cozy blanket of down underneath. This means they can literally shrug off freezing temperatures and, this is huge, they keep laying eggs reliably right through the dark, cold months when chicken production just completely stalls out. Plus, instead of destroying your garden by scratching, ducks are gentle, methodical pest hunters. They'll clear out a slug problem for you in a matter of days.
Moving right along to Section 1, Meet Your Match, Finding the Right Duck for Your Yard.
So before you completely fall for a fuzzy photo of a duckling online, you have to choose your breed carefully because your specific goals dictate absolutely everything about your experience here. For a beginner, the choices are fantastic. Check this out. If your main goal is maximum eggs, the Cocky Campbell is absolutely your champion, giving you an astonishing 250 to 340 eggs a year. No joke. But if you want some comic relief and amazing foraging, the Indian Runner is perfect. They stand completely upright, kind of like bowling pins, and hunt bugs with just incredible focus. Finally, if you've got close neighbors, the Muscovy is your top pick. They don't actually quack, they just make these soft, quiet hissing sounds, and they're excellent foragers that also provide really good lean meat.
Now see that number? 15. As an absolute beginner, you might have this nagging fear that waterfowl require constant, grueling, round-the-clock work. But I'm here to reassure you, a well-planned flock really only requires a highly manageable 15 minutes of routine daily care. Yep, just 15 minutes. That easily covers fresh water, feeding, letting them out in the morning, and securely locking them up at night.
All right, on to Section 2, the Duckling Rulebook, Surviving the Fragile First Weeks.
Now, what's really interesting about this part is that the brooder phase is where your success or failure is really decided. Most ducklings that don't make it actually pass away in the first 3 weeks from something entirely preventable. Which brings us to the niacin problem. Listen, if you remember only one fact from this entire explainer, please make it this one. Ducklings need 2 to 3 times more niacin, which is vitamin B3, than chicks do. Why? Because during their explosive early growth, without enough niacin, they risk permanent, crippling leg deformities. They literally become too weak to even walk over to their food and water.
Luckily, preventing this is incredibly easy. Here are your practical fixes. The absolute best route by far is to use a specifically formulated waterfowl starter feed that sits at around 18 to 20% protein. You absolutely must avoid standard egg layer chick starter because it just doesn't have anywhere near the niacin levels ducklings need. Now, if chick starter is quite literally your only option, you have to supplement it. You can do this easily by mixing brewer's yeast into their feed at about 5% of the total ration, or by simply adding non-flush niacin directly into their drinking water.
Next up is the heat rule. The biggest mistake beginners make here is heating the entire brooder box evenly. Don't do that. You should only ever warm one end of the brooder. This is a genuinely crucial setup rule. By leaving one end warm and the other end cool, you allow the ducklings to completely self-regulate their own body temperature. If they're a bit chilly, they huddle under the heat. If they get too hot, they just waddle right over to the cool zone. This super simple design prevents both fatal chilling and dangerous overheating.
Moving right along, we have Section 3, Managing the Mud, Practical Solutions for the Duck's Biggest Mess.
We have to be totally honest with each other here. The water mess is usually the biggest hurdle that ruins backyard plants. Ducks splash relentlessly. It's just what they do. But to solve the mud problem, we first have to separate their water needs from their water wants. And this provides some ultimate myth-busting relief. Ducks absolutely need drinking water that is deep enough to submerge their entire bill. They have to do this to clear their eyes and nostrils and to properly swallow their food. But guess what? They do not need a permanent, messy swimming pond to live a completely healthy life. A pond is a want, not a need.
So the crucial point here is that you can actually control where the mess happens through a few really simple design choices.
Keep all their drinking water strictly outside the night house so they don't turn their sleeping area into a total swamp. Place those outdoor waterers over a base of drained gravel or sand so that all the spilled water percolates away instead of creating a giant mud pit. Inside, use deep, dry pine shavings to absorb any stray moisture. And as for bathing, just offer them a shallow plastic tub periodically for them to splash around in and then empty it right out when they're done. Easy.
And that brings us to Section 4, the night watch, the non-negotiable nightly routine.
I know it's a bit of a scary topic, but we have to tackle predators. The sad truth of backyard poultry is that almost all catastrophic flock losses happen to unsecured birds that are left out after dark. The night is when the real threats come out to play. But we can turn that predator anxiety into a totally empowering blueprint. Here is your step-by-step, 3-layer defense system. Layer 1 is the secure night house. You want solid walls and half-inch hardware cloth over the windows. Seriously, never use flimsy chicken wire. Layer 2 is a dig-proof perimeter. Just lay a wire apron flat on the ground all the way around the run so foxes and coyotes can't dig their way under. And Layer 3 is overhead cover. Use strong netting to protect your flock from hawks and owls.
And here is one incredibly specific, absolutely life-saving detail you have to remember. A raccoon can easily open a simple hook. They have incredibly dexterous little hands. A simple slide bolt or a hook and eye latch just won't stop them. Always use a 2-step latch, a carabiner, or a padlock. When you go to build your coop, just remember that the hardware on the door matters far, far more than the coop's aesthetic decor.
Let's move to Section 5 and see how this all builds up. The golden harvest, eggs, pest control, and long-term joy.
We've talked about the chores, the mud, and the predators. Now it is finally time to transition into the ultimate rewards of keeping ducks, because man, they give back so much more than they take. Let's talk about the number 70. A standard large chicken egg weighs about 50 grams. A duck egg? It weighs a really hefty 70 grams. You are literally getting noticeably more food per egg. But it's not just about the size. That 70-gram duck egg carries roughly 9 grams of protein compared to a chicken egg's 6. Plus, it has a richer, much deeper colored yolk, a bit more fat, and a significantly deeper flavor profile.
This superior ingredient is a total game changer in the kitchen. Bakers absolutely prize duck eggs because the extra albumin gives cakes much more structure and lift, while the extra fat keeps the crumbs super tender and moist. If you love baking, a duck egg is basically the secret weapon that proves your flock is more than earning its keep every single day.
And finally, keep in mind that domestic ducks are incredibly hardy creatures. With good care, they have a lifespan of about 8 to 12 years. So your relatively small investment of time and money pays off with a full decade of pest hunting companionship. Now, it's absolutely true that their peak egg laying naturally slows down after their 3rd year, but they're going to remain active, highly entertaining members of your backyard garden ecosystem for a very, very long time.
So we finally arrive at the big question. You've seen all the facts. With superior Baker-prized eggs, a naturally pest-free garden, and a full decade of comic charm just waiting for you, is it time your backyard traded clucks for quacks? Raising ducks is just an incredibly rewarding journey. And with these straightforward, manageable steps, literally any absolute beginner can do it with total confidence. Thanks so much for joining us on this explainer, and we'll catch you next time.